جسور دبلوماسية، وهذا هو حوارنا اليوم.
مشاهدينا، أهلا بكم في هذه الحلقة الجديدة من برنامجكم جسور دبلوماسية، حيث نأخذكم في جولة عبر العلاقات الدولية ونقترب من ملامح العمل الدبلوماسي على أرض الواقع. وجهتنا اليوم هي مملكة تتربع على ضفاف بحر الشمال وتعرف بتوازنها بين تاريخها العريق وتقدمها المعاصر، مملكة الدنمارك. Your Excellency, thank you so much today for having us. It's very pleasure to have you today in our program.
It's very good to see you, and you're welcome to the Danish Embassy.
How has your professional journey been leading up to this position?
Well, so my journey in the Danish Foreign Service started way back in 2007, and since then I've been posted to Palestine, to Ethiopia, to Nigeria, and now I'm back in Ethiopia as ambassador of Denmark here.
Amazing. And how was your first experience upon arriving in Ethiopia? What was your initial impression of Ethiopia?
Ethiopia has a special place in my heart. It's my second time here, and I'm really glad to be back in Ethiopia. So the very first time I arrived here, I arrived during the rainy season, and I wasn't prepared for the amount of rain that Ethiopia can also offer. So me and my family, we showed up without proper clothing, and so it was the very first cold 24 hours in Ethiopia. I remember that. But since then, we have come to learn about, how everything is, the weather here is absolutely wonderful. The people are very friendly and very respectful also in their ways of interacting with you. So today, Ethiopia has become like a second home for me and my family.
That's amazing. And what is the thing you enjoy most about daily life here? Is there any place in Addis Ababa that you frequently visit?
When you come from Northern Europe like I do, we don't see the sun very much. It's very dark and it's often very rainy. So I very much enjoy the fact that you can spend a lot of time outside in Ethiopia, and that's also where you get to meet a lot of people. Yeah. And it's really the people that make this a very special experience for me and for my family, for my children. So this is something that we enjoy very much. Special places in Addis, I would say that there are many that we have added to the list over the years. One of the places that we have started to come very recently, quite often, is Unity Park. And the reason I enjoy it is because you can really see that many Ethiopians always take interest and pride in studying and enjoying the history and the many different aspects of their culture and their religion and so on. So I really like to go to Unity Park to see where you try to sort of put everything that Ethiopia has to offer. You put that into one place. It's a great experience for foreigners.
So how do you spend your free time outside of your official duties? Do you have any hobbies that you enjoy doing here in Addis?
I like to play music. I play the piano and I play the drums, so I try to do that as much as possible. I enjoy gardening, so I like to spend time in the garden I have in the residence of Denmark. And I think for most of the time I really enjoy being with my family. My lovely wife is also my best friend, and my children. I have two children here, two daughters here. In Addis Ababa, and I have two children in Denmark, and I love to spend time with them.
Have you tried any Ethiopian food, and what is your favorite dish?
This morning my wife told me that tonight we're having Ethiopian food at home, and we do that once a week to try different dishes from Ethiopia. I really love Ethiopian food. I think it's very, very special. And it's colorful, it's beautiful, so I really enjoy eating Ethiopian food, and my favorite one is, like many other Ethiopians I would say, is tips. I spent, before coming back to Ethiopia, I spent 3 years in Nigeria, And the Nigerians, they love their food very spicy. So we had a lot of practice in Nigeria.
So, through your interaction with people here, what trait have you found most distinctive about Ethiopian character?
I think Ethiopians are very polite, and they are very respectful in their communication and in their interaction with other people. And this is something that I really enjoy. I think it's very easy to work with Ethiopians, always very professional, hardworking, very honest, and this is something that I truly enjoy.
And did you have any preconceived notions about Ethiopia before arriving, and have this perception changed?
So the very first time I was told, that I was I should be posted to Ethiopia. I started studying a bit, and I very quickly came to learn about the rich history and religion of Ethiopia. And I would say that this has very much lived up to the reputation. And that when I arrived, I found out, and during my travels in the country, I found out how much this country has to offer in terms of history and religion. And culture. It's an amazing place. That's really what makes this very special, because one day you can go to the Somali region, and the next day you can go to Tigray, and you can go to Gambela, and so on. They're very different places. It's like going to people of these countries. And I really enjoy the fact that I get to bring my children on this journey, because I'm sure that in their adult lives they will appreciate that they have seen all these places and these different cultures. Yeah, they're becoming real travelers, global citizens.
And have you learned some words or phrases in Amharic? Can you share any with us?
Well, I haven't learned enough. I think if I should use one phrase, one phrase that I use a lot would be chikrilo, right? And many Ethiopians use that, in your interaction. It's not a problem. Ishi, chikrilo, it's not a problem. Yeah, of course. Salam. Yeah. So there are some words that are easy, but then sometimes when I ask my good colleagues here at the embassy, how do you say this and how do you say that? It always seems a bit complicated. But it's something that I really want to learn, and my young impactful and emotional moments as well, but I would say that in general, visiting projects that Denmark has financed or initiated and so on, and to meet the people that benefit from these projects, to see how they change people's lives some of the most poor, some of the most vulnerable groups in Ethiopia. So, to have this conversation with the people, the beneficiaries, the people that need this intervention, I think that's really what stands out as something very emotional and impactful, and something very important.
We would like to know, when did the diplomatic relations between Denmark and Ethiopia begin, and how would you describe the bilateral relation between the two countries?
Well, let me start by the bilateral relations between the two countries. It's very good, and it's growing. We have a very extensive cooperation in Ethiopia, and very extensive partnership with Ethiopia, with the Ethiopian government, with the Ethiopian civil society, and so on. So it's a very rich and broad cooperation we have here in Ethiopia. So the bilateral relationship is very good. We have a good dialogue on many important issues that are important for Ethiopia as well as for Denmark. Now the bilateral relations go way back, and behind me you will see some of the pictures that actually date back to 1954, where the emperor paid a visit to Denmark, an official state visit, and was received by the royal family back then. So this was a historical moment, and I would say that since then, the partnership and the relationship has developed positively.
Exactly. And how have these relations developed over the years? Were there any significant milestones that you could share with us?
Well, apart from some of the many high-level visits that we have seen, we have received Ethiopian dignitaries in Denmark, and also the other way around, we have received many high-level visitors from Denmark to Ethiopia. I think that's an important part of sort of marking and the importance of the relationship. Yeah? If we have our leaders, interacting and paying each other, official visits, that always that's a great event. When you see something like that, it just underlines the importance of the bilateral relationship. We have done many fantastic things together, the Danish government and the Ethiopian government, over the years. Very recently, we have seen a very strong cooperation in terms of the global green transition, where Ethiopia is indeed a front runner on climate change, for example, and the same goes for Denmark. So we have seen that our leaders come together to host joint events and so on, and that's very good to see.
What are the major achievements of cooperation between the two countries?
Well, cooperation means a lot, right? It can mean, political cooperation, but it can also mean cooperation around, some development objectives. And I think, if you look at our development cooperation in Ethiopia, what I'm particularly glad to see is that back in 2018, Denmark launched its first country program of support to Ethiopia. And right now we're in the phase of finalizing our second 5-year program for Ethiopia, where we, in a partnership with Ethiopian Ethiopian government and other partners in Ethiopia, we have defined, a Danish program that really addresses some of the key issues in this country. So this is something that I'm really glad to see, that this partnership, this development partnership, is expanding.
What are the Denmark main priorities and its relation with Ethiopia today?
Well, there are many, but if I should name some of the priorities in our new country program that we are finalizing, resilience. Strengthening the resilience of the population, of the most vulnerable, of the most poor, is one of them. But also contributing to the green transition of the Ethiopian government, investing in water and sustainable energy and agricultural production as well. That's some of the priorities as well. And then also contributing positively to social cohesion of this society. So it's a broad program, but many areas of focus.
Why do you believe that the partnership with Ethiopia is important despite the challenge in the region?
I think we have a rich history here in terms of the bilateral relationship, and that's important to keep alive in a true partnership. Ethiopia plays an important role on this continent. It's as I mentioned before, for example, in terms of climate change, the green transition. It is really the front runner on this continent, and of course it's a good way to connect as we share these ambitions. So I think there are many areas where we could strengthen our partnership even further. You often say that the Horn of Africa is an important region for Europe as well. And the biggest country here and the biggest economy and the most important player here in the Horn of Africa, I believe, is Ethiopia. So obviously, it makes sense to build a partnership with Ethiopia.
And what is the Denmark views on the role Ethiopia play in the Horn of Africa?
Ethiopia is the biggest country, the biggest economy on the Horn of Africa. So obviously it's important that Ethiopia is a stable and prosperous country. So this is a priority for Denmark, but also for the European Union, where we are a member of. So yes, Ethiopia plays an important role on the continent as a stabilizing force. And this is a role that we hope that Ethiopia will continue to play.
What is the importance of regional and international cooperation to address the climate change from Denmark perspective?
What we have seen develop over the years in our cooperation with Ethiopia is a very strong partnership when it comes to addressing climate change. We have seen Ethiopia, leading the way on this continent, but also beyond in terms of the green transition. Ethiopia has huge ambitions when it comes to addressing climate change, and it serves as a role model for many countries in the world. Denmark, we want to support that role, the role that Ethiopia plays, and we believe that we have many overlapping interests here.
How do you view Ethiopia's effort transitioning toward a green economy?
Ethiopia has already made huge achievements in terms of transitioning and transforming the Ethiopian government to become a green economy. There's a huge potential in developing this further, and we like to partner with Ethiopia to develop this economy further, to continue on that green path that you have embarked upon, and to make sure that the jobs that are created here in Ethiopia, they're green jobs.
Yeah, exactly. And are there any Danish initiatives to support rural communities in Ethiopia in areas such as energy and agriculture?
Coming back to the country program that we are about to launch, agricultural production, value chains, climate smart agriculture, they are key priorities in the country program. It will be one of the areas that will receive most support from Denmark. In terms of sustainable energy, water supply and so on, they are also part of that new country program. So yes, and this is a key priority for us, and throughout our engagements, we always try to address the needs of the most vulnerable in Ethiopia.
The Green Legacy initiative in Ethiopia aimed at planting billions of trees has gained a global attention. How is Denmark contributing to supporting this environmental initiative?
Well, we have many environmental initiatives run here from the Embassy of Denmark, but I think one interesting aspect here is that Denmark has recently launched a reform that also aims at planting 1 billion trees. I mean, it's nothing compared to the number of trees you want to plant here in Ethiopia, but Denmark is also geographically a much smaller country. So in that sense, we share the same ambitions, and we do want to contribute to this in Ethiopia as well.
What is the importance of the climate partnership between Northern Europe and Africa from Denmark's point of view?
we need a strong partnership between Northern Europe or Europe in general and this continent. It's tremendously important that we address climate change on this continent because it is one of the key drivers. Cooperation and contacts between Denmark and African countries. And obviously Ethiopia is a close partner of ours, so hopefully we will see many initiatives to come over the years.
How present is Danish culture in Ethiopia? Are there any upcoming joint events to enhance the cultural understanding?
We try, as an embassy of Denmark, to do as much as possible to showcase Danish culture. And what I really find interesting is that whenever we have events where we showcase, and tell people about Denmark and about Danish culture, it always attracts a lot of interest from Ethiopians. And so this is something that we will continue to do. At the moment, many of the events that we have here so you can really tell that it's a city that is growing fast, and we are clearly witnessing rapid urbanization in Addis Ababa, and obviously, and I think that goes for all cities in the world that experience a similar urbanization, is that, and a similar growth, is that you need to find solutions somehow to accommodate this and to allow the city to grow in a sustainable way. So I think that's a challenge for Addis Ababa, but it's also a challenge for many other African.
Finally, Your Excellency, what message would you like to convey to the Ethiopian people through this interview?
You can count on Denmark as a close partner to Ethiopia. We stand by your side on many in your pursuit of sustainable development. The history of our bilateral relations, it's rich, it goes way back, and we need to preserve it and stay loyal partners.
Thank you, Your Excellency. It was very pleasure to hear your experience and your perspective between Denmark and Ethiopia, and it was very nice having you today in our program. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
بهذا نكون قد وصلنا لنهاية برنامجنا لهذا اليوم. نتمنى أن تكون قد نالت إعجابكم. كانت معكم سارة بدر من قناة فان عربي.